All right, fight fans, friend to the room is joining us now. That's right, she's going for her undisputed crown, junior lightweight champion of the world, Alycia Baumgardner.
What's up, champ?
You notice how I pronounce that, right, Barak?
Yes, you finally getting it right, Alycia. Finally.
All right, listen, Alycia. Look, first off, thanks for joining us. Big announcement, big show going down at the Garden in our hometown city. I mean, there has to be a certain level of excitement, just you being in the world's most famous arena. Like, what are you envisioning right now?
So I'm envisioning a sold-out crowd. The energy is just going to be at a 10. Again, this is my fight in the States that I haven't had in 3 fights since fighting in the UK. So I'm looking forward to this fight. Again, undisputed. I'm just excited across the board.
Did you watch any tape on Elham or at least watch the Pursoon fight?
Yeah, we watched her. We seen what what she's good at, what she's bad at. It's nice just to get that little look, but we don't fixate on it. We just know what we got to do.
Gotcha.
Alycia, is Michaela May like off your radar? Like, has that ship sailed? Or
has she been on my ass? Has she been like licking my ass? Yes.
Is there any possibility where you can give her another shot in the future, or is that like old news?
Future. I mean, again, anything can happen in boxing. Again, I'm here to make history. I know everybody wants to see the rematch. That's a potential fight that can happen, but right now I'm focused on becoming the undisputed queen at 130 and just making my mark here.
All right, so then there's been some rumors about you possibly fighting Amanda Serrano. Has that been anything anybody discussed with you?
Yeah, Amanda Serrano has definitely been brought up. Again, I love a challenge. I love a great fight with a great champion. And a fight with Amanda would be, again, another great fight under my belt, just to solidify who Alycia is and, what she's doing in the sport of boxing.
Well, just according to the eye test, who do you think would be a tougher fight, Amanda or Katie Taylor?
I would say Amanda, only because she's a southpaw. I just do that just because, we're used to fighting orthodox fighters. I'm not saying I can't fight a southpaw, but it's just a little different. You got to make adjustments.
Yeah, gotcha. Eddie did mention that. We had Eddie on the show earlier. He said he sees a possible fight with you and Katie Taylor, which can be obviously a very lucrative fight. Do you think her and Amanda will ever get it in again? Do you think that fight they're talking about in Ireland is going to happen, Serrano versus Taylor?
I think so. I think that's a great fight, again, to make for boxing and to, again, keep the women's fights at an all-time high. We've seen what the first fight looked like. I think a lot of people want to see this fight again because it was controversial the first time. And so, I see that fight happening again in the near future.
He also said that, he sees a homecoming fight for you in Detroit. Like, obviously, that's something that all fighters look forward to.
Or would it be Ohio, though? Like, which one would be home for her?
It would be Detroit.
Oh, wow.
I'm only an hour. My hometown's only an hour from Detroit. So, my Ohio fans would definitely come up to Detroit. Again, I've been fighting here since my younger pro days. So, coming up to Detroit is nothing but a drive.
Right. Obviously, you took the female boxing scene by storm. Like, you have that star quality and you put in the work in the ring. A lot of people saying, this is the next superstar. Have you, going back home after your newfound respect, have you ran into any people where you had to say, nah, you wasn't shooting with me in the gym. You were acting funny back then. Now you won't ride with me. Have you?
Yeah, absolutely. we all know what comes with when you gain another level. The people come out the woodwork, or they want to be noticed too. Everyone wants to jump on the train, and I get it. But
how do you handle that? How do you handle it?
Listen, I keep my circle small, so the ones that know, and the ones that don't even ask.
That's crazy. You're right, because sometimes even family treat you different. I had one of my sisters tell me, you've been acting different. You Hollywood now. And I said, you know what? You don't even know that I've been on TV for years. I just never told you. So now you just found out last year and you like thinking I'm different. But meanwhile, I was regular Barak before. You didn't know.
And that's my biggest, listen, that's my biggest thing I preach is that, you know, people say, oh, you changed. Am I supposed to say the same? I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm thriving. It only makes sense to keep climbing, and people fall off. Sometimes you can't go to the next level with certain people, and that's okay too. Not everybody has a time limit, a time frame with you. And again, I'm graceful for those people, but when we level up, we got to level up. And when it's time to cut off, it's time to cut off. So,
right. All right. So what a little bit of you, I mean, just a little bit, because I know you honest. Would a little bit of you say, let's say you win this Undisputed, because you probably will. You're going to win the Undisputed crown. And let's just say you get an Amanda fight or Katie Taylor fight. Would a little bit of you be happy? Like, I'm glad I didn't even give Michaela that next fight. She don't even deserve it.
Yeah, because guess what? She's not the only big fight to make. You know, we have Katie, we have Amanda. These are quality fighters. You know what I'm saying? Michaela, who? You gotta climb. You gotta climb back up, sis. Like, do that.
Even though we did like that fight, though, I don't know. Some people still want to see that rematch.
Listen, go argue with the judges. That's what I said. Go talk to the judges, because I'm not going back and forth with people. You see who got the belt?
I scored. I don't think the fight was. I think it was a good fight, but I scored in 7 rounds to 3. But you know,
that's fair.
Either way, it was an entertaining fight, and women's boxing is entertaining. Barak, you know, you've been saying it lately, where women's boxing is thriving. But Alycia, there was a time, and not too long ago, where women were complaining about pay, about the minutes per round, and the recognition that women are not getting. Right? It seems like it's shifting. What do you think helped that shift? And if there's still work to be done, what else needs to be done in order to put that women's boxing on a pedestal?
Yeah, a few things. We have to shine light on Eddie Hearn, who actually gave the platform to women, you know, and not only giving the platform, but also paid them, right, correctly, and what that looks like. And even though it started on an app, it don't matter, because people were buying into that fight. I mean, biggest fight was just made with Amanda and Katie. And regardless of gender, we came together as a sport of boxing and sold out the Garden and put on a great show. People want to see these high caliber fights, and there's so many out there. We just need to shed the light on that. Again, you see the pool of women with Mayor and I. That was another great fight. Clarissa and Savannah, another great fight. The women are out there. We just need the spotlight. You know, we're gonna put on a great show regardless. And to further this growth of women's boxing, keep doing that. Keep putting the women on. Keep putting them on an undercard of a great main event. Keep allowing them to be main events and really tell their stories. I think a lot of people, you have to know a story of a fighter to be engaged on who this fighter is. If people just see me like, oh, she's just a pretty girl, can't she fight? But when people know your story, they respect your story. My journey has been amazing, and I'm blessed.
I think that's the most important thing. It's funny you say that. You know, even in male boxing, there was a point in time where it was declining, and 24/7 with Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya uplifted it. When people were watching the 24/7 story, it kind of brought boxing back to some degree. Barak, I don't know, you might agree with me.
100%. It made Floyd famous.
Right. And I think that you're right. I think we need to cover more stories of these women so people can fall in love with the personalities, the characters, and say, whether you love boxing or not, I like that girl, I want to watch her fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 100%.
I think we had that in this upcoming fight in London. You know, the stories were being told, little bits and pieces, and people were watching just because, who are these two girls? Only because of that, simply because of social media and that being pushed. So
yeah, I think the majority of fans are men, and if you can get the men to know you, to like you, you know, then you can get them to want to see your fights, because it's not just about seeing somebody fight, it's about seeing somebody you like fight, you know? So if we can provide that for them, then we can make boxing bigger for women.
Look, you've shown that you have power. There's some women in the sport that saying The reason why women don't score a lot of knockouts is because we don't have the same time that men do. We don't have enough time. All right, do you support the 3 minutes in a female boxing match if you had that opportunity?
There's pros and cons. It has happened. Look, I could see if the statistics were like we weren't getting no knockouts in 2 minutes. There's not that. There's been knockouts in 2 minutes. And again, the progression of these fights, they have to be high caliber fights. I don't want to watch a fight that's 2 girls who are just pitter-patting for 3 minutes. That's not going to gain my attention. I'm going to turn it off. I'm just being honest. Sometimes I like the 2 minutes. It separates us. It shows our caliber of the fighter that we are. We can fight in 2 minutes, and we can also do 3 minutes. If we wanted to do 12 2-minute rounds, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so you would prefer that opposed to 3 minute 10 rounds?
Correct.
Right. Yeah, and not to mention that, Barak, that there is a flip side to that, because when you know you have 2 minutes, you're kind of more active in those 2 minutes. Like
that's what I like about
more
that.
Done.
Right, and Alycia has a 50% knockout ratio anyway, so obviously she gets it done, so that's not such a big deal. Do you see anybody else on your radar? Anybody coming up? Maybe the young Beatrice or anybody?
No, I see the fighters I see now, the fighters I've been watching since I was, waiting for my opportunity. Again, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron. Like, these girls, they're quality fighters, and I want quality. Even a rematch with Christina, get that back,
So when you become Undisputed and Amanda Serrano, I'm sorry, I'm harping on that because I heard the rumors and I think that's a great fight. But when you become Undisputed and Amanda Serrano become Undisputed, who would be the A side, or would you both be like the A side?
I would say we would both be the A side, but then again, I ain't tripping about no A side, B side, because I've proven that it don't matter what side you on as long as that hand is hello.
Please teach other people that.
Who would you say is a bigger win? And I'm referring to Amanda and Katie. Katie's an Olympic gold medalist. She's a superstar in Ireland and a star in the sport. Amanda is a little bit more decorated. 7 different divisions. Up and down, so many
people don't treat her like that, though. People don't really treat her like that, even though
we do.
All right.
Right? So that's why I'm asking her, what win would you feel, I guess, more accomplished after if you would have beat either girl?
I would say Katie Taylor. And I only say Katie Taylor because of her resume in regards to, yes, Amanda's been on the scene. She's been there. She's fought many people. But I feel like with Katie, because how she was, put on the scene, she's paid well. She's a seasoned fighter. I like her style. I think our style would be perfect, And I think that just makes for a great fight. And I would just say Katie Taylor.
All right, let's talk about it.
But they're both great, man. Listen, they're both Amanda and Katie. So.
All right, so your last ring entrance, I loved it. You was dancing, you was doing your thing. It was a good vibe. You're in New York now, the fashion capital. We were about that fly-ish over here. What do you have planned to walk out in that ring?
Man, listen, it's being talked about right now. I'm like, no matter what it is, I'm still coming with the heat because it's one of my favorite things is the walkout. So it's just going to be lit. New York, I'm excited.
Well, I just want to let you know I'm busy. If you want me to come out dancing with you, I'm a little busy that night. So I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
Nobody want to see you dance. But before you get out of here, I always like to ask some of my guests if they could lay out their next 3 opponents in order by names. Who would they be for you?
I would say Katie Taylor, Amanda, and Michaela Mayer.
Oh,
I like that.
That's if you can accomplish that. That's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure.
That's Hall of Fame. Easy.
I'm excited.
No, that's like greatest. Oh, you'd be arguing with Clarissa if you could beat those 3 about being the GOAT. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well, listen, we're not going to miss. Obviously, we're going to be front and center. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thanks for taking the time, Trent.
Yes, thank you. See y'all soon.
Introducing the new DAZN Boxing Show podcast. No matter the time or the place, getting your boxing content has become easier than ever. Tune in as we give you exclusive insights, predictions, fight night recaps, and more alongside the biggest names in the game. All for free. Available globally every Thursday across all audio streaming platforms and with new episodes dropping weekly to give you the latest news. Just type in the DAZN Boxing Show podcast, listen in, and enjoy.